Hello everyone, my name is Simon Dirago, GOM mental health advocate, and today we are joined by Grace for our special episode.
Thank you so much. My name is Grace Wangui. I'm the Chief Finance Officer in Mbugua Outreach Assembly Ministry. Besides that, I'm married and a mom of two handsome boys. I'm also a daughter and a sister to one brother and two sisters. Yes.
So Grace, today we are having this special episode to deliberate on certain matters that we have experienced in life. Can you please introduce us and give us a bit of the story?
Yes, today is a special day because it marks exactly 4 years since I lost my brother. In my family, I'm the second born in a family of 5. So our firstborn brother, who was a clinician or a clinical officer by career, he lost his life 4 years ago. His death was as a result of something we didn't know about, something we were not much aware of when it started, until later on when we learned about it, we realized it was a mental health issue. He committed suicide. He lost his life through suicide, and it was terrible, and it has affected and changed our lives in a very huge way. Yes.
I'm sorry to hear that, Grace, and I hope you are still going on with the process of healing. And for mental health issues, we like to understand the root cause of the challenges that an individual faced. In this case, what was the challenge your brother and sister was going through?
Okay. When he started being sick, actually we didn't know where he was unwell until after he graduated as a clinic officer. The signs or what we started seeing is that he started missing his place of work. He could miss going to work, and that was one of the signs that we saw. So when he would miss, he was a very dedicated person in terms of his work and whatever he did. But this one time, he started missing his work like for 2 weeks, and we started looking for him. During that, when we met him, when we found him in his house. He was deep asleep. In fact, he wouldn't hear even anyone knock on his door. When we confronted him about he's not going to work, and because it was not in his habit to do that, he was also not able to explain. But the fact that he was a clinic officer, I think deep inside maybe he understood better than we did. So later on, he told us he didn't feel like doing anything. Like he just felt like he just needed to stay home. So it was such a change into our lives. Remember, this is the firstborn in our family, and we are all excited that he has graduated, and all of a sudden, this person feels like he doesn't want to work, and it was really quite a blow to our dad and our mom, who really loved and really gave it all to give us education. So later on, our dad decided to take him to a psychiatrist so that he can talk about what he felt, and he did. They went there and he was put on medication. Like a month after that, he actually, what really struck us that this was serious and we ever thought is that he walked from Nairobi town to our home, and our home is in Gilgil. So he took 2 days on foot to walk to our home. When he reached Gilgil town, because I think in the process of this walking he had lost his phone, he called my mom and told her to send, because from our home from Gilgil town to our home is quite a distance. So he called my mom and told him to send him some transport fares, yes, that he can get home. So instead of him coming home, he came back to Nairobi. So that is when we knew things are not as they seem. So this continued for a while. After a while, after back and forth, him saying that he will not go back home, we finally agreed that he needs to go home so that he can be taken care of by our mom. So he went and stayed home. The situation got worse because, number one, as I have said before, it is something that we didn't know very well how to handle. We didn't know how to handle him actually, and we didn't know how he was feeling and how bad the situation was. So we were in that situation of how we handle a sick person. Like, you really want to take care of this person. You want to give him the best. If it is a meal, you want to give him the best. And he would feel like we are treating him like he's weak, or something is wrong with him. Yes, he didn't think he's sick or something. So it was quite a tough time. But my mom adjusted to the situation very well. And at this point, I really thank God for her, because she did her best. She gave her all, and she really knew how to handle him, to a point where she could read his emotions. Once he woke up, she would know, like, this day is not, it's quite a moody day, so she would know how to handle him, and that worked very well. Since when we knew he was sick, he was
mental. Just to cut you short, when you took him to a psychiatrist, what was the diagnosis?
The psychiatrist said he was mentally unstable. Yes.
But it was not specific?
It was not specific, like where he was sick.
No.
Yes. But he recommended that we take him to a mental hospital. Yes, that is what the psychiatrist. He really tried to talk him out, the issues that he was going through. And I think for one reason or the other, either the psychiatrist felt that he didn't express himself well enough, so he recommended we take him to a mental hospital. But he refused, because you see, to him, he didn't think that his situation. Oh yes, so, but finally he went, but he didn't go there because he was willing. No, it is because the situation got worse, and we were not able to handle him in terms of how he reacted. He realized that one of the characteristics of someone who is in that condition is they are very angry. Yes, they are very bitter with life, with things that you wouldn't think that they are okay. I don't know how to put it, but the emotions are very low. Yes, they have those low moments when they don't feel like talking to anyone. They don't feel like doing anything. They maybe just want to sleep. And then the most unfortunate part was that they suffer insomnia, and they don't sleep. So, and they get to hear, like for his case, right when he became sick, he would hear voices. We couldn't hear the voices ourselves, but he used to hear those voices. So they would really, really disturb him.
Hallucination.
Yes, those hallucinations. So he couldn't sleep. Like he would go for 3 days without sleep. So that was really, really tough.
So,
Yes.
Grace, that's a very challenging story. Can you bring us into the events that led up to the death of your brother?
No. When he was taken to the mental hospital, he stayed there for 3 months, and he was under medication for all that while. And I must say one of the side effects of those drugs is that they made him so huge. He increased in size, and that was one of the things he didn't actually like about himself. The fact that he would like meet someone and somebody asks, what happened to you? Why are you not taking care of yourself? And the fact that he was also a clinic officer, somebody would just tell him, you knowing the side effects of having a lot of weight, why don't you cut the weight? So, and that would add stress on the already existing condition. So after that he went home and he stayed for a while. From when he was diagnosed with the mental illness to the time he died, he lived for 6 years. It was 6 years, yes. So when he went home, he decided to abandon his career first to check on his health. And truly, as a family, we really took good care of him. But before he now finally committed suicide, he had tried 2 other times. Yes, he had, and he would even say, every time he would feel like doing it, he would say, like, this is what I'm feeling today. So he needed us to be so close, to have someone around, to always to listen to him. Whenever he wanted to express himself, we were always there. And when us, as the siblings, maybe we are committed with work or school, my mom was always there. By the way, she has, for the entire time that my brother got sick, my mom was always there to listen. She gave it her all. While my dad, on the other hand, used to ensure that he doesn't miss his clinics. He's there if need be to go to a psychiatrist. He always ensures that that is done. So during the entire day, for the 6 years that he was unwell, you would feel the desperation whenever he talked about life. He felt so hopeless. After staying home for a while, I think like for 2 years, he felt like he was now ready to go back to the job market. Yes, and he got a job. He worked for like 2 or 3 months, but he felt like it was not right because he was not feeling okay himself. And he was still under medication for all that while. By the way, he never missed taking his medicine unless he was at those points where he felt the emotions were so strong on him. Yes, overwhelming. That is when he would skip taking those drugs. But he was very consistent in taking the drugs, and they really used to help him. So he went back to work, but he felt like he was not ready. So he went back home, and that is where he stayed. He used to stay until the time of his demise. He they used to stay at home with my mom. Yes.
So as your brother went back to work with his condition, was it easy for him to get a job?
No, it was not easy at all. It was actually very difficult because the employer, most of the places he would apply for a job, people would ask him, why the gap? Why between the time you graduated and now that you are looking for a job? So it was not easy. It was not easy at all. And once he gave history to the employer, most of them would turn him down. Only actually a few understanding, like the person who gave him, there is one person who we really thank so much, who gave him a job twice because he understood his condition and because my brother was so committed and dedicated in everything that he did. So whenever he started working, he would do it perfectly. Yes.
So, and during this time when you are trying to be there for your brother, did you come across people who are going through the same struggles, or it was just an isolated situation?
Yes. There were people who were going through the same struggle. And actually, one of them happened to be his friend, a very close friend, who also happened to get sick the same way and went back home. So they used to meet, talk about the emotions. But the most unfortunate part is that he committed suicide before him, like 1 year before him.
So even the friend also committed suicide?
Yes. Before, yes, it was a sad state of affair because you see, he's already a person who was mentally ill, and then this happens, he loses his friend, so it really affected him. And the thing they talked about is that the community or the society didn't understand him. That is one of the things, that was one of the highlights, because people would comment, would say very mean things, or think that they, at one point in their lives, I remember there are some people who used to think that they had taken drugs. Those
hard drugs?
Yes, they had drugs. So they would really feel bad because that was not the case. To date, honestly, we have never understood why, because maybe it is something researchers should do or other people should do to know why people become mentally ill. Because looking back at my brother's life, the way we have been brought up in our family, we are a Christian family that has been brought up so well. We wouldn't say that we have suffered so much in our lives, because I don't remember any day we missed a meal in our lives. I don't remember us going to school without shoes. So we wouldn't say that even if life was difficult, it was difficult for everyone around, not just us. So we wouldn't say that there are events in our lives that would have led to the situation. Neither did we experience things that we would say in wholesome that they were very stressful.
So there was something traumatizing?
Yes, something traumatizing to lead to such an event. So it is something that we didn't understand. To be honest, as a family, it is something we had not heard of. So about the mental illness. So to us, it was something very new.
So I know because you mentioned his friend who suffered the same issue. Did you try to find out whether they had a similar experience, whether in school or their workplace, anywhere that would have caused a similar coincidence between them?
We tried to find out, but unfortunately, actually, we never did. We never got to know any reason because even when we asked them, they said they didn't also understand. They don't know why they are in that condition. And these are people who are educated, people who are well brought up. So we didn't never got to understand why they got into that. And the fact that he was a clinic officer even made it difficult for us because we were wondering if he doesn't understand himself, how will we, us who don't have any medical background? So it was not easy. It was not easy. But I would like to talk more about the community and how we treat such people out here.
That wanted to tell you to discuss about the stigma your family faced or even your brother faced during that period.
Yes, he really faced a lot of it. Because one of the biggest issues that he faced was number one, that where he added his weight. So people would really ask him what was wrong with him, and it was difficult for him to keep explaining each and every other time. Then the fact that he was jobless was also another thing. He really faced a lot of stigma because he was jobless. And so some people would criticize him, telling him that our parents wasted a lot of money educating him when he was not working. So that is one of the things, some of the things that he faced. Yes.
So I think it is always tough when the community gets hard on a person who is already mentally ill. So, Grace, during that period, I'd like you express what was the most difficult moment during this time?
During that time, the most difficult thing was when he got so overwhelmed. Our mom would call us from whichever place we are, whether it is at work or in school, to come and help, maybe to come talk to him. So there is this one time I went home. I remember I got home in the evening, and that time he was very suicidal. He was so hopeless. So when I got home and we started talking, and then he told me, mental illness is not just like a wound that you would cover. It is not like a wound you wash away. I told him, and he told me that you don't know how difficult it is to be mentally ill. Today, that statement is very painful because unfortunately there was nothing much I could do in my situation. I wish I could assist him. Yes, that was one of the most difficult moments. And the other most difficult part was he wished he had a family. He died single and he didn't have any kid. So even getting a spouse or even getting into a relationship was difficult because with people who understood him or with people who knew him, I think they found it difficult to get into a relationship with him. So I think it was something also he fought from inside. So it is another challenge for people in that condition. Yes.
So, Grace, thank you. And I'm very sorry for what you experienced. I'd like you to, from your experience, and now from the knowledge you have gained over the last 4 years, what would you advise or tell people who are living with people who are suffering from mental illness?
Yes. Number one, I would want to talk to that person who is not yet there.
Mm.
Because I don't think I have not been in that position myself, but I would think it is a situation that we don't know that we are getting there. So I would encourage people to talk about their issues, the issues they are facing in their lives. Speak it out, talk it out with a friend, share. Even if you won't find a solution as at that time, we are told that a problem shared is half solved. So let us talk about the issues affecting us, no matter how difficult they are. I would like to encourage people to talk about the issues they are going through. There is nothing that is so tough. There is nothing that is impossible. And overall, there is nothing that is impossible in the eyes of God. I would also encourage people to seek groups or maybe your friends that maybe you can share. Those close friends that you can share your thoughts with. For the people who are already in the condition, I would like to encourage that there is hope. There is hope, and there is a God in heaven who heals even those difficult or even those things that we think are so difficult in our eyes. So I would like to tell them that there is hope, and if we talk about it, I'm sure we can get help. If we can talk about the issues that we are going through early enough, I'm sure we can get help. There are people out there, there are psychiatrists that we can talk to. There are counselors that we can talk to when we are faced by such difficulties. I would like to say that suicide is not the final thing that we can do. There are more things, there are good things, and God overall has very good things in store for us. So we shouldn't give up in life, and every day we should wake up being so positive and optimistic about life.
Thank you very much, Grace. Thank you for having the courage to share such an emotional experience and using the experience to help raise awareness and also try to educate people and try to give them hope on future experiences. So, one final time, what would you tell people who are taking care of people with mental illness?
Thank you for that. I would like to tell them, number one, people with mental illness, they are not crazy. It is very important to treat them with care, but at the same time, show them that they are human just like any other. So, as much as we should be careful with our words to everyone else, to everyone in our society, it is more important to be so careful with our words and our actions towards these people. Also, and for those who, I know there is a group of those who are doing a very good job in taking care of those people in that condition. I would want to say that their reward is not here but in heaven. Because taking care of a mental person is, I would say it's just a courage, it's just a gift from God, and having such a person, because dealing with somebody's emotion is not easy, especially when they feel angry, when they feel bitter, and that person is there for them. I would like to say that your reward is in heaven. And then to our society, let us not be so quick to criticize people. Let us not be so quick to judge people, because we don't know what they are going through. If a person has not given you their story, we may not know what they are going through. Let us take care of each other, because the best way to take care of each other mentally is taking care of each other's emotions, whether we are sick or not. That is the only way. Each one of us, because like the economy right now is very difficult, and our ability to handle difficulties is very different. How one person will handle difficulty is very different from the other. So the most important thing is that we take care of each other's emotions, we take care of each other. The words that we speak to each other, we should be very, very careful and be very cautious. And more so, I would like our people to seek counseling, and more so to seek God, because God has the ability to do everything, to do beyond us humans, because God is always there for us, and He has solutions. Even when we don't have them, even when we feel like we are down there, He always finds a way to lift us up.
Thank you, Chris. I'm very proud of your courage to share such experiences. I wish your brother continue resting in peace, and I pray that your family continue the healing process, and you also find the solace that you need, and the peace to continue. And thank you for using that experience to teach others and also to help others in such conditions. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm grateful for that opportunity to share, because the 4 years have not been easy. Yes, because unfortunately the same time we lost our dad, so we buried them the same day. So it has not been easy, but God has been there for us. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have heard the story about Grace and how their family experienced their brother's mental illnesses. And I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to our society of today. We have a lot of stigma on people who got mental illnesses. And until we overcome the stigma that these people are facing, we can never have a conducive environment for these people to fully recover. So we need to play our role as the community to create a safe space for everyone, because in our current state, everyone is fighting a silent battle, and you may not know the challenge one is going through. So I'll also go ahead and talk about the people with suicidal thoughts. And as the public, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you happen to come across a person with suicidal thoughts or someone who has attempted suicide, it is very well advised that any person who has ever attempted suicide is very likely to do it again. So we must be on the lookout for people with such issues. Help them get the help that they deserve. Professional help is available almost everywhere. And as a country now and as a community, we need to be open-minded about speaking of our thoughts, because everyone is facing challenges, and by ourselves we cannot overcome the challenges we are facing. So these days, as you had as Grace was narrating the story, the early signs as they noticed their brother was having some issues. We have a role to play for each and every person, either to your relative, to your friend, to anyone around you, anyone you associate with. So it is very good to always reach out to people whenever you have seen them withdrawing from whatever they do, whenever you notice their character change, where they lose focus. Don't wait until that person speaks up. People who face these challenges are most likely not to speak up. So it is highly advisable that if you know someone, just keep checking up on someone and maybe you may help that person overcome a certain challenge, and you may help them get help. So you can also reach out to the other professionals, because as with mental health, it is not something to take very lightly. You need to get acquainted to getting professional help. You know, in our society, there is a lot of stigma on individuals who are seeking mental health assistance. And also, we also need to change our community. As Grace was discussing here, as I asked him about his brother seeking employment, having the condition. Our community has to be open-minded about people with mental illnesses. We have to incorporate them in our day-to-day activities, because most people are even likely to recover when they are useful in the community, rather than when they are just isolated at home, or when they are being watched by everyone. So, like everyone is just waiting for a crisis to happen. So we need to treat these people with care, and also it's not very good to go around ridiculing people based on their situation. That person may be facing a mental breakdown, and then we just worsen the situation. We have to create a conducive environment for these people, and we are doing that. And thank you, Grace, for helping us raise awareness, for sharing stories. Such stories are very useful for people who are experiencing these experiences, and also for people who are helping others in this situation. So GOA, we are working towards creating awareness and also advocating for change in our community, because we really need to change the community in their view on matters of mental health. So thank you very much. You can join us in raising this awareness, in engaging on activities. You can reach us, you can also seek help to us, and we can also recommend you to people we think can help you. And again, thank you very much.
I've seen metal plates dissolve. Don't you tell me he can't do it. Don't you tell me he can't do it. 'Cause I've seen real life resurrection. I've seen mental health restored. Don't you tell me he can't do it. Don't you tell me he can't do it. 'Cause I've seen families reunited. I've seen prodigals return. Don't you tell me he can't do it. Don't you tell me he can't do it. 'Cause I've seen trouble